What's going on, everybody? So, long time no see. I know, right? Today is the second day of Kentucky's spring turkey season. I had a chance to go for a couple hours yesterday. Took my 5-year-old. So, needless to say, it only lasted a couple hours. He can't handle the run and gun. So, I'm out here this afternoon. It is 1:45. So, out here this afternoon. Big piece of public land here in Kentucky. It looks like I do have already somebody here in the parking lot who's beat me out here, but not a big deal. It's a huge piece of land. I just hope that I don't run on top of whoever's already out here. So I'm just going to try to look for some footprints and pick and choose my direction that I go. But get my clothes changed, get the vest on. We're going to roll out here and see if we can make something happen with these gobbles. So stick around. Let's see what happens. All right, it is it's 2 o'clock. I'm just now heading in. I just now got everything together, but this other person that's in the parking lot back here, I don't know where they're set up at. I'm hoping they're not set up in one of these fields right here, right as you go in, because I really don't want to blow it for them, but I'm going to slip up to these field edges and make sure that there's nobody already set up there. And then I'll figure out where I'm going to go, because there's a long ridge that runs the length of the entire unit down here, down that way. And then there's a ridge that runs this way down to the back side of the unit over here. And it'll run down to the back side, and then there's another trail that kind of loops back around and comes back. And if he's up here, then I'm just going to take this back ridge and work around the back side of the unit. So I'm going to put you guys down so I can ease up here and check these fields out and make sure there's nobody up here. So hang tight. Well, there's nobody set up in these fields, at least. Not any decoys or blinds or anything I can see, so I chose to go ahead and take this ridge down here that goes down to the back side of the unit and then loops back around. And the reason I chose to do that is just because if I go that way, it just takes you straight into the heart of the unit, just straight down that way. Yes, I chose to just go ahead down here and take this ridge. It goes down the back side of the unit. I'm still going to be doing a lot of walking today, a lot of run and gun, but I'm going to go this way because I figure whoever parked up there went right through the heart of the unit and just down in there. So I'm just going to slip around the back side. Everything looks beautiful, green, lots of clover here. And I know as we get out here, there's some fields way down this ridge and stuff, but we'll see if we can strike a bird up before we get to some of those fields, and then we'll go down that hardwood ridge and see what happens. So hang in there, we'll see what happens. Well, as might be expected, I made it down this ridge, and there's a couple just freshly planted native grass and clover fields that are up and germinated. They look beautiful, but obviously it being public land and relatively close to the truck, because it's only half a mile from the truck right now at this point, 0.5 miles. So there's a lot of footsteps around these fields. So, obviously people were already been out here hammering away. But the footsteps, once I got to the back side of this field, there's not really any. So it looks like nobody really came past this and went down this ridge. So we're going to ease down this hardwood ridge here. We're not going to be able to be quiet, that's for sure. Everything's crunchy, and we're going to be crunching right along with it. So we will head down through here and see if we can strike up anything. Step back here into longest hardwood ridge. Oh, there's a gobble. Just heard a bird. It's a long way off. Not sure where that bird was, but it was a long way away. But no, there's scratching all over the place here on the back side of this field. So I know the birds are here on this ridge. Yeah, that was a bird that just sounded off right there. There he is again. I don't think he's all that far away, actually. This ridge runs up to a point right there and drops back over. That bird sounds like he might be on the other side of that. I'm putting you guys down and we're gonna put these running shoes on. And we'll get up to the top of this point and see if we can pinpoint that bird. Hang on. I'm up here at the top now. He just sounded off again. There he goes. Man, that bird's fired up. I'm trying to figure out exactly where he's at. So I can make a move, but I gotta pinpoint it. He's just right there. He's just right there. Birds within maybe 200 yards. I'm gonna ease up to the edge of the hill. I can see him coming, then we're gonna start calling. I'm gonna put the camera up. Turn the GoPro on. It's go time. He's coming. He's coming. Yeah, he's definitely coming. And we're calling him uphill, so this should work out. Getting closer. Closer and closer. runs down. That's where that bird's at. Man, he's fired up. I was set up on that bird for an hour, like to the minute, an hour. He came down off that finger ridge, then down under me. So I made a move. Set up again. He was kind of hanging out. I made a move where I could see down over to that flat. And I could see him down there just doing his thing by himself. So I made some soft calls. He struck a couple more times and then went back the way he came from, back toward that finger ridge. So I'm gonna get on the back side of this hill here, circle all the way around, get in front of him, head him off, see what happens. Well, that was a game of cat and mouse that lasted for an hour and a half. And that bird just moved everywhere but where I needed him to. I thought for sure because I was above him that we'd be able to bring him uphill, but he had no interest. And I went around the back side of the ridge, tried to move around in front of him. I could hear something walking down there, but never could spot him. Then ultimately just never could pick him up, moved up the ridge a little more. Still never could pick him up. So, I don't know where this bird went. Now there's another bird sounding off over there. That bird is sounding about a mile away. I just don't know if I want that kind of evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Whew, I'm already 1.37 miles from the truck. That'd be another mile. But that bird, he's been sounding off, going crazy over there, and it is a little bit after 4. All right, I'm gonna do it. Hang on, Gina. Put your pants on. Let's roll. After further and very, very careful consideration, I stood there, brought up OnX, checked the map on where I was, and then where I estimated that turkey to be. And I was like, man, that's a long way. And that's 2 legitimate ridges to cross of down and back up and down, back up. I was like, I better stand here and make sure that bird's still hammering away before I decide to run over there to him, because by the time I got there, it would be at least 5 o'clock and I'd be hurting Linda. So after very careful consideration and standing there for 15 more minutes, that bird never made another peep. So I chose the alternate route back toward the truck. And when we get back toward the truck, there's another ridge that runs down to the left. And we will head down that way and see if we can get us a late afternoon bird. But yeah, right here is the spot where I was standing when I first got on this bird over here. Obviously we never made that happen, but we gave it our best shot. Yeah, I just chose against going after that bird all the way down there. So yeah, I'm gonna head back toward the truck. We'll call our way back, see what happens. Well, I made it back around the ridge to the truck, and the other hunter that was in here, truck's gone. So I'm like, okay, I have the unit to myself, so instead of just giving it up and getting back in the truck, since I have it to myself, and we're getting up to about 440 now, why not just go ahead and see if we can head down one of these ridges and get a bird to sound off for us. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head down the ridge to the right side of the unit from the truck. I went left, now I'm gonna go right. Down the right side of the unit along this private here and see if we can get a bird to sound off this afternoon. It's been a long one. We are 2.28 miles in of walking so far, so all right, hang out. Well, I made it down the right side of the unit along a couple of these ridges. Never struck another bird. Clouds starting to cover up, wind's picking up, which means it's probably getting ready to start to rain. So I'll probably stop and call on the way back in a few places that as these ridges kind of run down. I'll probably stop and hit a few calls and see if we can strike anything up before the storm. Aside from that, I'm not a real big fan of getting wet. So if we strike something up, I'll let you know. If not, I'll see you when I get back to the truck. Well, I made it back to the truck. Did quite a bit of walking just to get on one bird. Public land hunting, that's what you got to do. With all the footprints that I seen going out those fields out there and along the backside of that ridge that I was on, I'm not surprised that that bird was being very difficult. I mean, I had my eyes on it, but yeah, I could see that bird had zero interest. So yeah, it was worth a shot. We got on one bird today. Probably not going to get to go again until, let's see, today's Sunday. Probably won't get to go again until Wednesday. So hang out for a few more days and we will get after it again and see if we can get on some more birds.